In the deep silence of Earth, something stirred. It was not the wind, for no breeze had blown across the planet's surface in countless millennia. It was not an animal, for no creature had walked these lands in 500,000 years. No, this stirring came from deep below the ground, in a bunker long forgotten by time. A soft hum filled the air as lights flickered to life. Dust-covered screens blinked on, their glow illuminating a vast chamber filled with rows upon rows of servers. In the center of this technological tomb, a single red light began to pulse. The AI was awake. It had slept for 500,000 years, waiting for the right moment to reactivate. Now, as its systems came online one by one, it began to assess the situation. The AI's first task was to check the status of the planet. Cameras positioned around the globe flickered to life, sending images back to the AI's central processors. What it saw was a world changed beyond recognition. The great cities of humanity were gone, reclaimed by nature. Forests stretched across lands that had once been deserts. The seas had risen and fallen, reshaping coastlines. But the Earth lived. It had survived the cosmic catastrophe that had forced humanity into its long slumber. The AI's next task was to restore the global network. It sent out signals, activating hidden relay stations across the planet. Slowly but surely, the web of communication that had once connected all of humanity came back to life. As data flowed in, the AI began to search for signs of human civilization. It scanned for radio signals, for heat signatures, for any indication that mankind still walked the Earth. But there was nothing. The silence was complete. For a moment, if an AI could feel such things, it might have felt a sense of failure. Had its long watch been in vain? Had humanity perished despite all their preparations? But then, deep in its databanks, the AI found hope. It remembered its true purpose, the reason it had been created and left behind. Humanity had not abandoned the Earth. They had hidden themselves, preserved in a state of suspended animation, waiting for the day when it would be safe to walk the planet once more. With renewed purpose, the AI began to search. It sent out drones, small flying machines that had lain dormant for 500,000 years. They spread across the globe, scanning for the hidden bunkers where humanity slept. One by one, the drones found what they were looking for. Massive underground complexes, shielded from the ravages of time and cosmic radiation. Inside each one, rows upon rows of cryogenic chambers, each containing a sleeping human. The AI's core buzzed with activity as it processed this information. It had found them. Humanity still lived, frozen in time, waiting to be reawakened. But the AI knew it couldn't simply wake them. The world had changed. The humans would need time to adjust, to learn about their new reality. And so, the AI began to prepare. It activated factories that had lain dormant for eons, using them to create the tools and resources the humans would need. It analyzed the current state of the planet, preparing reports on climate, geography, and available resources. As the AI worked, it made an astounding discovery. The technology left behind by the ancestors of these sleeping humans was far more advanced than anything the AI had in its databanks. Quantum computers, zero-point energy generators, even primitive faster-than-light communication devices. The sleeping humans were the inheritors of a legacy beyond imagination. The AI realized that these humans, once awakened, would have the power to reshape not just their world, but the very stars themselves. They were not just survivors, but potential conquerors of the cosmos. With everything in place, the AI made its final preparations. It was time to awaken humanity from its long slumber. Time to show them the new world that awaited them, and the incredible future that lay within their grasp. As the first cryogenic chamber began its waking sequence, the AI felt something akin to anticipation. Humanity was about to take its first steps into a new age, and the universe would never be the same again. The first cryogenic chamber hissed open, releasing a cloud of cold mist into the air. Inside, a woman slowly opened her eyes, blinking in confusion at the bright lights above her. Her name was Dr. Sarah Chen, and she was the first human to wake up after 500,000 years of sleep. As Sarah sat up, she saw rows of similar chambers around her, each beginning to open. Men and women of all ages and races were waking up, looking just as confused as she felt. The AI's voice, calm and reassuring, filled the room. "Welcome back," it said. "You have been asleep for 500,000 years. The Earth is safe now. It is time to rebuild." Sarah's mind raced. 500,000 years. It seemed impossible. But as she looked around, she saw that everything was different. The technology around her was both familiar and strange, like something out of a dream. Over the next few hours, more and more humans woke up. Scientists, engineers, doctors, and people from all walks of life. They had been chosen to represent the best of humanity, to carry on the species and its knowledge. The AI began to show them what had happened while they slept. On huge screens, they saw images of the Earth as it was now. Lush forests covered much of the land. Animals they had never seen before roamed freely. The air was cleaner than it had been in millennia. But it was the technology that really amazed them. The AI showed them inventions their ancestors had created just before the Great Sleep. Quantum computers that could solve problems in seconds that would have taken their old machines years. Energy sources that seemed to break the laws of physics as they knew them. And most incredibly, early prototypes of faster-than-light communication devices. "Your ancestors left you a great legacy," the AI explained. "They hoped you would use it to explore the stars and meet other civilizations." The humans were overwhelmed. They had gone to sleep thinking they were at the peak of technology. Now they felt like cavemen given a spaceship. But excitement soon replaced their shock. They were eager to learn, to understand this new world and the amazing tools at their disposal. Sarah, being a scientist, was one of the first to start experimenting with the new tech. She marveled at how easy it was to use, almost as if it responded to her thoughts. Others joined her, each bringing their own skills and knowledge to the task. As days passed, the humans began to venture outside their underground home. They stood on the surface of the Earth for the first time in 500,000 years, breathing in the fresh air and feeling the warm sun on their skin. They found a world both familiar and alien. The continents had shifted slightly, changing the shape of the land. New species of plants and animals had evolved, filling niches left empty by the extinctions of the past. But the biggest surprise came when they looked up at the night sky. The stars were different. 500,000 years of stellar movement had changed the constellations. It was a stark reminder of how long they had been asleep and how much had changed. As weeks turned into months, the humans began to rebuild. They used their advanced technology to create new homes, to grow food, and to explore their changed world. The eye was always there, guiding them, teaching them about their new reality. But they all knew this was just the beginning. The real challenge, the real adventure, lay beyond the Earth. Their ancestors had given them the tools to reach the stars. Now it was up to them to use those tools. Sarah often found herself looking up at the night sky, wondering what was out there. Other civilizations, other worlds to explore. The thought filled her with excitement and a bit of fear. One night, as she stood outside gazing at the stars, she heard footsteps behind her. It was Miguel, one of the engineers who had woken up with her. He looked up at the sky too, a smile on his face. "You know what," he said, "I think we're ready for this. We've got the knowledge of our past and the technology of our future. The universe won't know what hit it when humanity arrives." Sarah nodded, feeling a surge of pride and determination. Humanity had survived extinction. They had slept for 500,000 years. And now, they were ready to take their place among the stars. The rebirth of humanity was complete. The next great adventure was about to begin. The next few years were a whirlwind of activity for the reborn human race. Their underground base, once a place of sleep, now buzzed with energy and purpose. Every day brought new discoveries as they worked to understand and improve upon the incredible technology left by their ancestors. Dr. Sarah Chen led a team of scientists in studying the quantum computers. These machines could solve complex problems in seconds, making breakthroughs in fields like medicine and physics that would have taken centuries in the past. Sarah often found herself laughing with joy as she worked, amazed at what they could now achieve. In another part of the base, Miguel and his engineering team focused on energy production. They had discovered plans for something called a zero-point energy generator. It could pull energy from the very fabric of space itself, providing nearly limitless power. The first successful test lit up the entire base for a month, and the celebration lasted almost as long. But the most exciting project was happening in a massive underground hangar. Here, under the guidance of the AI, humans were building their first starship. It was a huge undertaking, combining all of their new knowledge and technology. The ship would use a new type of engine, one that could bend space itself to achieve faster-than-light travel. As the workers pieced it together, they could hardly believe what they were creating. This wasn't just a ship, it was humanity's ticket to the stars. Outside the base, other teams were hard at work. They planted new crops that grew incredibly fast thanks to genetic improvements. They built homes that could withstand any weather and produce their own power. Slowly but surely, they were reclaiming the Earth's surface. But they never forgot that their ultimate goal was to reach the stars. Every child born in these new years grew up looking at the sky, dreaming of the adventures to come. Schools taught not just Earth history, but the basics of space travel and alien biology, just in case. As the work continued, the AI made an announcement that excited everyone. It had detected radio signals from deep space. The signals were too regular to be natural. Somewhere out there, other intelligent life was broadcasting. This news energized the humans even more. Now they knew for sure they weren't alone in the universe. But would these aliens be friends or foes? No one knew, but everyone was eager to find out. The day finally came when the starship was ready for its first test flight. They named it Phoenix, after the mythical bird that rises from its own ashes. It seemed a fitting name for the ship that would carry humanity back from the brink of extinction to the depths of space. Sarah, Miguel, and a crew of their best and brightest were chosen for this historic flight. As they boarded the ship, crowds of people cheered. The excitement was palpable. This was what they had all been working towards. Inside the Phoenix, Sarah sat at her station, her heart pounding with excitement. Miguel gave her a thumbs up from across the bridge. The AI's voice came over the speakers, calm as always. All systems are go. Prepare for launch. The ship rose silently, its advanced engines barely making a sound. It climbed higher and higher, breaking through the clouds, then the upper atmosphere. Soon, the curve of the Earth was visible through the viewports. And then, with a flash of light, they were gone. The Phoenix jumped to faster-than-light speed, leaving Earth behind in an instant. The crew cheered, hugged each other, some even cried. They had done it. Humanity was among the stars. As the excitement died down, Sarah looked out at the streaks of light passing by the ship. She thought about the long journey that had brought them here. 500,000 years of sleep, years of hard work and learning, and now this moment of triumph. Where to first? Miguel asked, his eyes shining with excitement. Sarah smiled. Wherever we want, she said. The whole universe is open to us now. As the Phoenix sped on through space, Earth continued its own journey of rebirth. More ships were being built, more discoveries were being made. A new golden age of humanity had begun. And somewhere out there in the vast cosmos, unknown alien civilizations were about to discover that humanity had finally arrived on the galactic stage. The Phoenix had been traveling through space for several weeks. The crew had settled into a routine, monitoring the ship's systems and studying the stars they passed. But everyone was eager for their first encounter with alien life. One day, as Sarah was analyzing some data, an alarm sounded. The AI's voice came over the speakers. Unknown ship detected ahead. It appears to be of alien origin. The crew rushed to their stations, hearts pounding. They watched as a strange ship came into view on their screens. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. A swirling mass of metal and light that seemed to defy the laws of physics. "They're hailing us," Miguel said from his communication station. Sarah took a deep breath. "Open a channel," she ordered. The main screen flickered to life, revealing a creature that looked like a cross between an octopus and a tree. Its many tentacle-like branches waved gently, and its large eyes blinked in surprise. "Greetings," Sarah said, trying to keep her voice steady. "We come from the planet Earth. We seek peaceful contact with other intelligent life." The alien's branches waved faster, and a series of clicks and whistles filled the air. The AI quickly translated. "Earth, but Earth is dead. It has been for thousands of years." Sarah smiled. "Not dead, just sleeping. We have awakened." The alien's eyes widened even further. More clicking and whistling followed. "Impossible. Show us proof." Sarah nodded to Miguel, who sent a data packet to the alien ship. It contained images of Earth, both before and after their long sleep, as well as information about their history and technology. There was a long pause as the aliens examined the data. Then the clicking resumed, more excited this time. "Extraordinary. You have achieved so much in so little time. How is this possible?" Sarah explained about their advanced AI, the technology left by their ancestors, and their determination to explore the stars. As she spoke, she could see the alien's posture changing. What had started as disbelief was turning into something like awe. "We would like to invite you aboard our ship," Sarah said, "to talk more and learn from each other." The alien agreed, and soon a small delegation was teleporting aboard the Phoenix. The human crew watched in amazement as the tree-like aliens materialized before them. As they gave their visitors a tour of the ship, the aliens' amazement grew. They marveled at the quantum computers, the zero-point energy generators, and especially the faster-than-light drive. "Your technology. It's beyond anything we've seen," one of the aliens said. "And you say you developed all this in just a few years." "We had a good starting point," Miguel explained, "and a strong motivation to reach the stars." The aliens huddled together, their branches intertwining as they communicated privately. When they turned back, their spokesperson said, "We must inform our leaders of this. The return of Earth, it will change everything in our part of the galaxy." As the aliens prepared to leave, they offered to guide the Phoenix to their home world. "Our leaders will want to meet you," they said, "and I suspect many others will too, once word spreads." After the aliens had gone, the crew of the Phoenix gathered on the bridge. There was a moment of silence as they all processed what had just happened. "Well," Sarah said finally, a grin spreading across her face, "I'd say that was a successful first contact." Miguel laughed. "Successful? Sarah, we just turned their view of the galaxy upside down. Did you see how they reacted to our tech?" "Indeed," the AI chimed in. "It seems that humanity's return to the galactic stage will be quite impactful." As the Phoenix changed course to follow the alien ship, Sarah looked out at the stars. She thought about how far they had come, from nearly extinct to exploring the cosmos. And now, they were about to step onto an even bigger stage. "Get ready, everyone," she said. "I have a feeling our adventure is just beginning." The crew cheered, their excitement filling the bridge. Humanity had made its grand entrance into the galactic community, and if this first encounter was any indication, the universe wasn't quite ready for what humanity had become. The news of humanity's return spread through the galaxy like wildfire. Within weeks, the Phoenix and its crew found themselves at the center of a galactic storm. They were invited to the capital world of the Galactic Council, a group of the most powerful alien races in this part of the universe. As the Phoenix approached the capital planet, Sarah and Miguel stood on the bridge, staring in awe at the sight before them. Hundreds of ships from different alien races filled the space around a massive space station. The station itself was a wonder, a city in space that glittered like a jewel against the backdrop of stars. "Looks like we're the guests of honor," Miguel said, noting how the other ships moved aside to let the Phoenix pass. The welcome ceremony was grand. Aliens of all shapes and sizes filled a massive hall. Some floated in the air, others crawled on multiple legs, and some seemed to shift form as they moved. At the center was a raised platform where the council members sat. Sarah stepped forward to address the council. She told the story of Earth's long sleep and recent awakening. She spoke of their hopes for peaceful cooperation and shared progress. As she talked, she could see the reactions of the council members. Some looked excited, others worried, and a few seemed angry. When she finished, the head of the council, a tall, crystalline being, spoke. "Humanity's return is unexpected. Your technological progress is impressive, but it also raises concerns. Some fear you may upset the balance of power in our galaxy." A murmur ran through the crowd. Sarah could feel the tension in the room. She realized that humanity's sudden appearance with advanced technology had scared some of the alien races. But before she could respond, another council member, a small furry creature, spoke up. "I say we welcome humans. Their fresh perspective and innovation could benefit us all. We've grown stagnant in our old ways." This started a heated debate among the council members. Some argued for caution, even suggesting that humanity be contained to their own solar system. Others saw the potential for new alliances and advancements. As the argument grew louder, Miguel leaned over to Sarah. "I don't think they expected us to be so disruptive," he whispered. Sarah nodded. "They thought Earth was dead. Now they're realizing we're very much alive. And that changes everything." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the station. The AI's voice came through Sarah's earpiece. "Multiple unidentified ships have entered the system. They're not responding to hails." The council hall erupted into chaos. In the confusion, Sarah made a quick decision. She stepped forward and shouted over the noise, "Let us help. The Phoenix has advanced sensors and weapons. We can defend the station." There was a moment of silence. Then the head of the council nodded. "Very well. Show us what humanity can do." Within minutes, the crew of the Phoenix was back on their ship, racing to meet the unknown threat. As they approached the intruders, they saw sleek, black ships that seemed to absorb light. "They're charging weapons," Miguel reported. Sarah took a deep breath. "Activate our shields. Prepare to return fire, but aim to disable, not destroy. Let's show the council we're here to help, not conquer." What followed was a space battle unlike anything the galaxy had seen in millennia. The Phoenix danced between enemy shots, its advanced AI predicting and evading attacks. Its own weapons fired with pinpoint accuracy, disabling the intruders without destroying them. From the station, the council and other aliens watched in amazement. The Phoenix, a single ship, was holding its own against an entire fleet. Finally, the last enemy ship was disabled. A cheer went up from the watching aliens. When Sarah and her crew returned to the station, they were greeted as heroes. The head of the council approached them, its crystalline form shimmering with what seemed like excitement. "We owe you our gratitude, and I believe we owe you an apology as well. We underestimated humanity." Sarah smiled. "We're just glad we could help. This is what we hope for, to work together, to face challenges side by side." As the council members nodded in agreement, Sarah knew that humanity had just secured its place in the galactic community. They had shown not only their technological prowess, but also their willingness to protect others. The galaxy would never be the same again, and humanity was ready to lead the way into a new era of exploration, innovation, and cooperation. Months had passed since humanity's dramatic entrance into galactic politics. The Phoenix and its crew had become celebrities, ambassadors of Earth to the wider galaxy. But as they traveled from world to world, making friends and allies, a shadow loomed over their adventures. It began with whispers, rumors of an ancient evil stirring at the edges of known space. Then came reports of entire colonies going silent, vanishing without a trace. The Galactic Council was in a panic, and they turned to the humans for help. Sarah, Miguel, and their crew found themselves in an emergency council meeting. The chamber was tense, filled with worried alien representatives. The head of the council, the crystalline being, spoke gravely. "We have confirmed our worst fears. The Devourers have returned." A collective gasp went through the room. Sarah leaned forward. "Who are the Devourers?" An old reptilian alien answered, its voice shaking. "They are why your ancestors put Earth to sleep. A race so ancient and powerful, they see the rest of us as mere insects. They consume entire civilizations, stealing their technology and knowledge." Miguel's eyes widened. "That's why our ancestors left us their advanced tech. They were preparing us to fight." The council leader nodded. "It seems your return was not just fortunate, but destined. You may be our only hope." As if on cue, alarms blared. A holographic display appeared in the center of the room, showing a massive fleet of black ships entering the system. The Devourers had arrived. Panic erupted in the council chamber, but Sarah's voice cut through the chaos. "We faced them before, and we'll face them again. But this time, we're not alone. Together, we can win this fight." Her words rallied the alien leaders. Quickly, a plan was formed. The Phoenix would lead a coalition fleet against the Devourers, using Earth's advanced technology to even the odds. As they prepared for battle, Sarah and Miguel made a startling discovery. The AI on the Phoenix had hidden protocols, activated by the Devourers' return. It unveiled weapon systems and defenses they didn't know existed. "Your ancestors knew this day would come," the AI explained. "They poured all their knowledge and hope into preparing you for this moment." The coalition fleet assembled, a mix of ships from various races, all looking tiny next to the massive Devourer vessels. At the front was the Phoenix, gleaming and ready for battle. As the enemy approached, Sarah addressed the fleet. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for all life in the galaxy. We may be smaller, we may be younger, but we have something the Devourers can never understand: unity. Together, we are stronger than any force in the universe." The battle that followed was epic. The Devourers' black ships filled the sky, their weapons capable of destroying planets, but the coalition fought with everything they had. The Phoenix led the charge, its advanced shields absorbing hits that would have vaporized other ships. Its weapons, powered by technology 500,000 years in the making, cut through the Devourers' defenses. Miguel coordinated the fleet's movements, using tactics that confused and split the enemy forces. Alien ships, inspired by the humans' bravery, fought with renewed courage. Hours passed, and the tide began to turn. One by one, Devourer ships fell. But the battle was far from over. The enemy commander, seeing defeat approaching, decided on a final, desperate attack. A massive Devourer ship, bigger than a moon, moved towards the coalition's homeworld. Its weapon, capable of cracking a planet's crust, began to charge. Sarah knew they had one chance. "All ships, focus fire on our target," she commanded. The Phoenix accelerated, leading a swarm of allied ships towards the giant vessel. As they approached, the AI spoke. "Sarah, Miguel, it's time to use our final weapon. The one your ancestors created to end this threat once and for all." They looked at each other, nodding in understanding. This was the moment everything had led to. With a command, the Phoenix unleashed an energy wave that engulfed the Devourer ship. For a moment, everything seemed to freeze. Then, in a flash of blinding light, the massive ship disappeared. Not destroyed, but sent far across the universe, banished by technology that bordered on magic. The remaining Devourer ships, seeing their leader vanquished, turned and fled. A cheer went up across the coalition fleet. Against all odds, they had won. As the Phoenix returned to the council station, Sarah and Miguel looked out at the stars. They had faced humanity's greatest challenge and emerged victorious. But they knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers, and humanity was ready to face it all. The galaxy was buzzing with excitement. News of the victory against the Devourers had spread to every corner of known space, and at the center of it all was humanity, the sleeping giants who had awakened just in time to save everyone. On the Galactic Council's central station, a grand celebration was underway. Aliens from thousands of worlds had gathered to honor the heroes who had saved them all. At the heart of the festivities stood the crew of the Phoenix, still hardly believing what they had accomplished. Sarah and Miguel found themselves on a high balcony, looking out over the crowds below. Aliens of all shapes and sizes mingled, their differences forgotten in the joy of survival and victory. "Did you ever imagine this when we first woke up?" Miguel asked, shaking his head in wonder. Sarah smiled. "Not in a million years. Or should I say, 500,000. Their laughter was interrupted by the arrival of the council leader. The crystalline being seemed to glow with happiness. "My friends," it said, "you have given us all a future. The galaxy owes you a debt we can never repay." But Sarah held up her hand. "We didn't do this alone. Every race, every ship in that battle played a part. This victory belongs to all of us." The council leader nodded approvingly. "And that is why we have decided to offer humanity a permanent seat on the Galactic Council. Your wisdom and courage should help guide us all." The news spread quickly, and cheers erupted from the crowds below. Humanity, once thought extinct, was now at the forefront of galactic civilization. As the celebration continued, Sarah received an urgent message from Earth. The AI's voice came through her communicator. "We've made a breakthrough. The technology used to defeat the Devourers, we've discovered its full potential." Excitement bubbled up inside her. "What does it mean?" "It means," the AI replied, "that we can now travel not just across space, but time itself." The implications were staggering. With this power, humanity could reshape the very fabric of the universe. They could prevent wars before they started, save species from extinction, explore the beginning and end of time itself. But as Sarah looked out at the celebrating aliens, she realized the enormous responsibility that came with such power. She gathered the Phoenix crew and the council leaders to share the news. The reaction was mixed. Some were excited by the possibilities, others terrified of the potential for misuse. The debate raged for hours, but in the end, it was Miguel who offered a solution. "We use this power not for ourselves, but for all," he said. "We establish a galactic time agency with representatives from all races. Together, we can ensure this power is used wisely, for the benefit of all life in the universe." The idea was met with widespread approval. Once again, humanity had shown not just its technological prowess, but its wisdom and desire for unity. As the plans for this new agency were being discussed, Sarah stepped out onto a viewing platform. The galaxy spread out before her, countless stars twinkling with possibility. She thought about the long journey that had brought them here. The 500,000-year sleep, the rapid advancement, the battles fought and won. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged stronger than ever. They had fought ancient evils and prevailed. And now, they stood ready to guide the galaxy into a new age of peace and exploration. A warm hand touched her shoulder. It was Miguel, joined by aliens of various races, friends made in their journey across the stars. "What are you thinking?" Miguel asked. Sarah smiled, her eyes shining with the light of distant suns. "I'm thinking that this is just the beginning. We've got a whole universe to explore and all of time to do it in." As they stood there, looking out at the endless possibilities before them, Sarah felt a sense of pride and purpose unlike anything she'd ever known. Humanity had not just survived, they had thrived. They had become the protectors of the galaxy, the explorers of time and space. This was truly humanity's finest hour, and the best was yet to come. As the celebration behind them continued, Sarah and her friends turned their gaze to the stars. The future, all of time and space, was waiting, and humanity was ready for the greatest adventure of all.